Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time is a pretty crazy one, pretty spooky one. Someone commented on one of my videos yesterday, and they're like, Austin, man, it's spooky season, it's October, I want a scary story. And I was like, you know what, man? Bet, I got you. So, yeah, today I'm telling you a scary story time that took place on Halloween a couple years ago. Before we jump into that, just want to say my new song, Thief in the Night, is coming out this Saturday. So, literally in a few days, basically. It's going to be out Saturday at midnight, which basically means Friday night. So, yeah, only a few days away. And, guys, I shit you not, this is my hardest song yet. It's very different from the other three, and I think you guys will enjoy it a lot. So if you want to, go to the description. It's first link. Pre-save that shit. It helps way more than you know. If you pre-save it, please tweet me a screenshot. I'm going to be trying to follow back everybody that I see on Twitter that tweets me them pre-saving it. So yeah, guys, let's jump into today's story time. So today's story time all takes place on Halloween night 2 years ago. Now, Halloween to me is my favorite holiday of all time. A lot of people know that. It's just awesome. It's literally a few days after my birthday, basically. And there's always just so much cool shit happening around it. Like, there's haunted hay rides, there's haunted houses, cool movies. I just like the entire feeling Halloween gives off, right? And one day, on Halloween 2 years ago, I'm sitting in my room, waiting for my friends to come over because we were going to go to a Halloween party together. And after like 30 minutes, my friends show up. They come into my house. They walk into my room. And they're like, hey, man, you ready to go? And I was like, yep, let's do it. So I get up, I go in the bathroom, I change real quick into some, better clothes because I was kind of wearing my, sweatpants and sweatshirt type outfit. So I switched into some party type clothes, some jeans or whatever, and I went out with my friends to this party. Now, we were at the party for about 2.5 hours. Can't lie, it was boring as fuck. We were very bored the whole time, and we left early. We were supposed to be there all night, but we decided to just stay for like 2 hours. So yeah, after like 2.5 hours, me and my friends decided to leave and start walking back to my house. It was like a mile walk. We couldn't drive back because my friend was drinking, and obviously he couldn't drive. So we left his car at the party, and we started walking back to my house. And as we're walking back there, about half a mile through the walk, we see a haunted house. Not like an abandoned house or something, like not like a real haunted house, but we see one of those ones that people make on Halloween night. Like, when you were a kid and you would go trick-or-treating, sometimes people would convert their garages into like haunted mazes. You'd have to like walk through and they'd jump out and scare you and shit. It was one of those. So when me and my friends see this, we immediately freak out. We're like, oh, we gotta go in it. We gotta do it. Like, our inner child came out. So we walk up to the entrance, and this guy's standing there wearing like a Grim Reaper outfit. And the first thing this dude says is, you guys ready to get the shit scared out of you? Like, he could tell we were older, so he said that. And I was like, yeah, man, for sure. He's like, all right, proceed with caution. And he opens up the little, like, velvet rope, and we go into this haunted garage. It's like a whole maze with no lights, just, like, strobe lights and stuff. And we're walking through, and, like, the occasional jump scare happens. And, one dude jumps out from, like, behind a corner. And then all of a sudden, we hear this girl shriek, like literally scream with terror. I honestly thought that it was a sound effect. I thought they had like a speaker in there turned up all the way, but it really sounded way too real to be a sound effect after I thought about it. And my friend looks at me and goes, Jesus, that was loud. I was like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, the dude that let us into the haunted house runs into it behind us, grabs us by the shoulders, and goes, we gotta go. Everyone get out right now, right fucking now. Not a joke. Get the fuck out of here. And I'm thinking, like, what is going on right now? And he's like, why are you still standing there? Let's fucking go. So we could tell this guy was, like, actually really scared about something and we needed to leave now. So me and my friends run out of this haunted house / garage thing as fast as we possibly can. And when we walk out of there, we see a bunch of people across the street, like, in a group. So we run over there with them, with this guy, and they were all in the haunted house as well. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, why did everyone just run out of there? And the Grim Reaper dude, the one who was like running it, is like, someone just walked in with an actual weapon. He had a knife. Now at this point, me and my friends look at each other, and we honestly thought for a second that this was a part of the whole show. But then I look over at one of the girls who was in the haunted house, and she was crying, like actually crying in fear. And I'm like, that must have been the girl that screamed. So I looked over at the Grim Reaper dude again, and I was like, what do you mean someone walked in with a knife? He's like, dude, exactly what it means. Someone walked up to me to get let in, and he had a knife just holding it. He was wearing a costume. So I asked him, I'm like, are you sure that's not just a part of his costume? He's like, yeah, man, I thought that too, but it looked really real. So I asked him nicely to leave it at the front before he went in. And he said no, and then pointed it at me. After he pointed the knife at me, he just ran in through the exit anyway. So I ran through the entrance and got everybody out as fast as I could. So after he tells us this, I'm like, all right, man, like, you should probably call the cops. He's like, oh, no, don't worry. She's already on it. And he pointed at this girl. I think it was his wife or something. And she was on the phone with the police. So we stand there for a couple minutes just, like, waiting there. And I'm looking over at the garage the whole time, like looking over at this haunted house thing, seeing if I can see the dude in there. But I think he already ran out when everyone else ran out, so I don't think he was there anymore. And the police pulled up a couple minutes later, and the guy explained the whole story to him. And they said they would like sweep the area looking for him. And pretty much I had no choice but to go back to my house with my friends because, well, we were kind of useless. We didn't really offer anything because we just ran out of there with everyone else. We didn't see anything, didn't know what the guy was wearing. Like, we were out of there really fast. That guy did a good job of evacuating everybody. All I know is that I heard someone scream, so I hope no one got hurt. But yeah, the police like looked through the garage and everything. No one was hurt. Everyone got out safe. The guy wasn't in there. But it doesn't end there, okay? So fast forward about an hour later, I'm back at my house with my friends, just playing some video games, in disbelief of what just happened. But at the same time, I was also kind of in doubt. Don't get me wrong, a dude pointing a knife at somebody is serious and terrifying, and I totally think it warrants a call to the cops regardless. But it was Halloween night, and I thought to myself, like, you know what? Maybe this dude was just trying to be creepy, and it just came off way too creepy to the point where everyone took it seriously. But anyway, a couple hours later, we're sitting in my house, and my friend decides he wants his car. And I'm like, well, you can't drive, man. You're drunk. He's like, yeah, man, I know, but I want to go get it. So I offered to drive it back for him if we go over there and get it. You're probably like, Austin, why didn't you do that to begin with? Well, I don't really like to drive, but my friend really wanted his car, and he didn't want it to get broken into or anything because it was like out in the open, and he had some stuff on his seat. So we decided to just go get it. So we start walking back to this house where the party was, and halfway through the walk, we see that haunted house, and there's still police there. And I see the Grim Reaper dude standing outside, and I wave to him, and he runs up to me. He's like, hey, dude, they got him. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, they caught him. He was like a couple blocks away. I was like, what the fuck? What happened? Like, what was he doing? He was like, yeah, he was on the run. Like, they were trying to catch him. He kept running. They tackled him. They got him back here. I was like, shit. He's like, yeah, he was all messed up on drugs. He's in the back of that cop car right there. And he points at it. And I was like, what do you mean messed up on drugs? He's like, well, they're not for sure, but like he was being violent as hell and belligerent. He was trying to punch the cops. Like, he really could have done something bad tonight. And I think about it for a second, and I'm like, damn, this dude is being for real. Like, if he wouldn't have evacuated everybody immediately like that, like, who knows what could have happened. So yeah, the dude went to jail. He got arrested, and I don't know what happened to him after that. I have no clue. But we went and got my friend's car. I drove it back, and we just stayed inside for the rest of the night because there was way too much weird shit happening for us to go outside again. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's the story time of how some crazy dude ran into a haunted house with an actual weapon with who knows what motivation. And that's that. We were all safe. Everyone was safe. That's all that matters. Moral of the story is just be careful on Halloween night and every night for that matter. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I really appreciate it. Please go pre-save Thief in the Night. It's first link in the description. That shit helps way more than you know. And feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace. Thief in the night, you be wanting to fight. When I pull up, you see it's like, oh, shit. Cut all these ties cause they plan my demise. They all snakes and I think it's been showing. I got some issues, they haunting me daily. I'm losing my mind and I know it.